So this is what I wrote anonymously. I was really depressed last year. But I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna publish myself, hello. Be public about the fact that I'm a stripper. If you don't want me because of that, well, I don't want them either. And one morning I received a computer from him. Hello everyone, and hope you are well. If you are new here, welcome. I am the Diary of M, and I'm here on social media trying to educate people about the world of stripping and the adult industry and break all the misconception around it. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for being here, and let's get started. Okay, so for those who don't know me, let me explain. So obviously I am a dancer, I am a stripper, but why am I stripping? It was only to finance my acting classes, my dance classes, and obviously with time and like so many stories to tell, because I lived quite a crazy life, I decided to write a book because also I love writing. I am an author. So if you don't know, I wrote a book called Strip, The Diary of a Hustler. This is what we're going to talk about today, a bit more in detail. How did I write it? Why did I come up with it? The process, and I'm going to read you a little prelude, like the beginning of the book. Let's get into the video. Start with how did I came up with the idea of writing a book. So it's been so many years. You have no idea that I always wanted to start a YouTube or a blog or something to tell my life story. The reason why I wanted to tell my life story is not because I'm like the biggest narcissist on the planet. It's not that. It's because every time I would meet someone new, like a new person, a new guy or a new friend or whatever, people would tell me, your life is a movie. You lived so much, and people were really interested and asked me for tips because I had many different line of job, from like being an au pair to being a PA, a cell assistant, short girl in the clubs of London, reality TV, and obviously stripping. So, you know, it's been in the back of my head for like many years that I was like, should I do YouTube? I wanted to do YouTube for so long, but every time I was not confident enough, or I didn't have any community, and I was just really scared to start. Not saying that I've got a big community now, but like I'm at an age where I don't give a flying fuck. If I want to do something, I do it, even if people think I look ridiculous or look stupid because I've got like 300 subscribers. I don't give a F. Like seriously, I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, don't care. I just don't want to live with any regrets. So whatever comes through my head, I just do it now. But it took me many years to do this. So obviously, you know, I had YouTube in my head. I was thinking, blah, blah, blah. And then I started to dance in 2019. And I thought, oh my God, this is crazy. There is too many things to tell. So obviously been holding a diary since I was probably 12 years old, something like that, 10, 12 years old, where I was writing my feeling, obviously my relationship. When my parents split up, that was really hard for me. I had a really hard time as a teenager. I was really depressed, almost suicidal. It was really hard until I was 18 and until I moved to England. The book is like the first 28 years of my life. I started to dance, and I was writing down. I bought a notebook, and I was just writing down all my stories. And I said, I want to write a book. Like, this is it. I want to write a book. So this is how it started. This is how the process started, really, is when I started dancing. I said, nah, I'm studying acting, but I want to be an author as well. I just want to be all. Now let's get into what can you find in the book. So you would find obviously stories about me growing up in the south of France, you know, people being narrow-minded, me being a teenager, the struggle you can confront being a teenager, being like depressed. And I talk a lot about mental health and like the struggle that happened to me. Obviously coming to the UK and the struggle, so many love stories and relationships and heartbreak, and just being a woman in society, to be fair. I am also talking about reality TV, the real face of reality TV, because I did 2 programs in France. So I'm exposing a bit reality TV there. I also talk about some people I've been involved with from like the rich and famous world, but I'll never say who, okay? I talk about stripping and me taking acting lesson. There are obviously some naughty chapters, like really sexy chapters. If you're into like the 50 Shades of Grey type of things, that's the thing you can find. And just me finding my way, you know, and just like trying to break the misconception of what people can think of strippers and female in general, etc., etc. But there is one thing that's going to get into Point number 3, why did I write anonymously and now that I'm public? So let's get into that. There's one thing in my book that is not real. It's obviously all the names and that, because I need to respect people's privacy. But also in the book, I am talking about the fact that I want to become a singer. I am the worst singer you can imagine. I cannot sing. I sound like if I start to sing, it starts to rain. Obviously, when I started to take acting classes, I was taking it really seriously. I am still taking it very seriously. But it was a point where I didn't want to jeopardize the word. I didn't want to ruin my career, because my potential career, because I am an exotic dancer. I am a stripper. And as you know, the world of, I mean, the world in general, but even the world of cinema and TV is very hypocrite, is very judgmental. So I thought, oh my God, if people find out when I do a casting or whatever that I'm dancing, I'm going to get all my chances ruined. So when I wrote a book, I said I wanted to become a singer. But no, I do not want to become a singer. This is what, until this June 2022, I didn't even promote my book. I just wrote a book, I launched it, and then I was like, yeah, I just told my friends and hoping it would pick up on Amazon, but that's not how it works, you know? Like, something happened in me in June, like I was really depressed last year, and then in June, everything changed, and I thought, do you know what? I don't care. I'm going to be public about the fact that I'm a stripper. I told my family. And once my family knew, I was like, if they accept it, if they're fine with it, I don't care about what the rest of the world has to say, even the acting industry. And if they're not happy and if they don't want to take me seriously because I am an exotic dancer, well, first of all, they're stupid and they're idiot, because it, doing that kind of job brings so much depth into your life and that you can apply to your character. And also how hypocrite, knowing what's going on in the TV and movie industry, and that producers are really not like white bird, if that makes sense, and how many producers we have coming to the strip clubs. But again, you know, that's discrimination between being a female and a male in that kind of industry, which is, I'm going to do a video about that as well, like the discrimination of female in the adult industry and strippers, etc. But I thought, do you know what, I'm here trying to break the misconception and fight against inequality for female, and I'm hiding myself. It doesn't make sense. So I thought, do you know, I'm going to take a risk here, even if no agents wants me, or no movies want me, or TV or whoever wants me, because I am doing a job that I like, that I think it's entertaining, that I think that brings me money to be able to pay for those acting classes and my bills and my food. If they don't want me because of that, well, I don't want them either, because that's being a hypocrite, big time hypocrite, because they need stories like us. How many movies there are about stripping and prostitute and all that, but then when it becomes to reality, it's a problem. It doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, that's another completely different subject, but this is why I was anonymous. Now let's get into the process of writing the book and how did I publish it. So, like I told you, I was writing the book on a notepad, blah, blah, blah. And then I met a man, quite a rich man in my life, is the only rich man I was really interested in my life, to be fair. And when he found out that I wanted to write a book, he was extremely supportive. He was really amazed and really proud of me. So he was the first person I was sending the manuscript to. And he said to me, he was like, but don't you have a computer? Why are you writing on a notepad? And back then I didn't have a computer, believe it or not. And one morning I received a computer from him. I didn't even ask. He was like, this is for you. I want you to write the book properly. So here's a computer for you. I was so happy. And even if we're not speaking anymore or whatever, I'm still very grateful because of him. I still have the computer and I was able to write my book during lockdown. And that was really so good for my mental health, to have a goal during lockdown and like to get up every day and being able to do something that I love. Writing was really therapeutic for me. Obviously, I never went to university, I never studied literature, or like I don't know how to write a book. It is just in my head. I was just rethinking of those moments in my life, and I was just telling story to myself in my head, and I was translating into the computer, into paper. So this is how I'm writing, and I'm writing exactly, I can hear my voice, and I'm writing exactly the way I would speak to you. When I've got people telling me, oh my God, you made me laugh, you made me cry, you made me wonder and rethink of my life, this is what I want to achieve. I like to entertain people. I'm literally, I think, an entertainer in many ways, but I like to make people laugh. I like to intrigue people. And so when people are telling me, oh my God, I can recognize you in the book, yeah, I achieved my goal. So this is how I wrote the book. And obviously once the book was finished, I had a manuscript, and then I started to send it to agents. So you have to do a book proposal, which is sort of like a business plan for your book. Like anything nowadays, one question, and like people asking you, even agent, how many followers do you have? And back then I didn't have social media. I was really not interested in it. I thought, I'm sorry, but I'm an author. I'm not an influencer. Why do you need to know how many followers I have? This doesn't make sense to me. Like, and I was really, really, really against it. I was like, no, my book's gonna be known without the social media platform. Well, I was wrong. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know. Everything is about social media nowadays. But I still find it unfair, to be fair, because you would have some influencer celebrities or whatever that don't even have the talent of writing. They're using a ghostwriter, and boom, it's become a bestseller because they are somebody. Fair enough. Their life interests people. I understand. But what I think is wrong with agents is that if you're a non-famous person and not even trying to see if it's really interested or not, because I know that my story really interests loads of people and people are very curious, and then don't think ahead anymore. You know, all they think is about our followers. If she's got followers, that means she's interesting. No, how many influencers are boring as hell? But again, that's another story. So I've been rejecting by all the agent, all the publishing house. And you know, when you're a foreigner, a stripper, and you've got no followers, there's literally no way someone is going to publish you. But I was like, I don't care. I'm going to publish myself. Hello. So I used all my savings and I hired an editor. What the editor did, I bought a package. I used loads of my savings, and they just obviously correct the entire manuscript. They didn't rewrite the book at all. The book, it's mine. They just corrected any like spelling errors and grammar and all that. And that's what they did. And then they put the book together. They did the cover, you know, like the front page and all that, the file for me to be able to put it on Amazon. And so I decided to publish myself on Amazon. So that's why the book is available on Amazon. But then what happened is with this editing company, I also hired them to do a marketing package because I am really shit at social media, really bad at like marketing and all that. And I was like, oh my God, if I can have some people to do all that crappy for me, I'm the artist, I'm the writer. Like, I don't want to deal with social media and all that. But they scam me, sort of. They make me believe that I was going to appear on like Loose Woman, on TV, on newspaper, and all this when they didn't have any contact. And I was fuming because it was loads of money. So if you ever want to write a book and hire like an editing company, make sure you do your research before. So that got me extremely depressed for a month because I had this book, no one knew about it. I could not get any article anywhere, anything, and it really made me depressed until June 2022, where I was like, I'm going to start a TikTok just for my book. This is the reason why I started my TikTok. It was just to promote my book, to get traffic and promote my book. This is when people started to get really curious, and then I had journalists contacted me. I went to Finland. I did an article with like the biggest woman magazine in Finland. I'm really proud of. I did a few articles with like UK press, and all this by myself, just because I was on TikTok. So I'm really grateful for TikTok. I'm not a social media fan, but I really enjoy doing TikTok. And obviously, I really enjoy doing YouTube as well. So all the things that I got it on my own. Because every time, and trust me, I'm not saying names, but I've met loads of celebrities, big celebrities, talent agent, actors. No one believed in me, or they believe in me, but not like to the point where they want to help me out and push my career. Everything that I got in my life, I got it because of me. And it's taking long, it's taking years. I'm not some like big ass influencer that got like a massive team behind. And you know, when some people say, oh, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. No, girl, you had the chance to have like a big team behind you and helping you out big time. When you're on your own, things take longer, you know. So, but hopefully success will come at some point. So this is how I wrote my book. This is how I published it. This is how it happened. And hopefully the book would get more and more known. And this is all I'm dreaming for, to be fair, for the book to be known, because it entertains people, it helps people out there, and I just think it's a funny story and it's very relatable as well. Now let me read you the prelude. I know loads of you, I don't think you even give a flying F about what I'm saying. I think you just enjoy hearing my voice for some weird reason. I find my voice very annoying, but hey, so let me start. I'll read you the prelude. Let's go. Art and life are subjective. Not everybody's gonna dig what I dig, but I reserve the right to dig it. Whoopi Goldberg. 4th October 2019. This is when I started stripping in a well-known gentleman's club in central London, United Kingdom. The reason I started stripping? Well, there's actually more than one reason. To start with, I have always fantasized about being on stage. I've always been attracted to anything glamorous, sexy, glittering, spotlights, the dark atmosphere of clubs and loud music. I was just born that way. It's not something I could control. Since I was a little girl, I was always the outcast of my family, always dreaming and being in my own fantasy world. I remember when I was 5 years old, I was already telling my mom that I wanted to be like those dancers I saw on TV. Once a year, every 31st of December, the national television in France would always show dancers from either the Crazy Horse or the Moulin Rouge. All those handmade shimmery costumes, gigantic feathers, high heels that made the dancer legs even longer and thinner, the extravagant makeup, their beautiful white smiles, hairstyles to die for, the public staring at them, everything about it made me dream away. I knew I wanted to be one of those women, confident, badass, and sexy. Maman, I want to be like them. I want to wear costumes with big feathers. I knew that I was meant to be living a different life from the provincial life I was born into. I knew deep inside from a young age that something more was out there, somewhere where my life would be only glamorous, full of excitement, adventures, and entertainment. I knew that I was meant to live something great, something out of the ordinary, and entertain a public, just like those dancers I so admired. But I was too scared to admit what I wanted of my life, too scared to go after my dreams, just like most of us. So for a very long time, I listened to my parents and society, lived through them and for them, just to be accepted, but not for myself, like so many of us on this planet. I can already hear some people thinking that professional and highly trained dancers cannot be compared to exotic dancers. Professional dancers are real artists who work really hard to live their passion, while strippers are just unrespectable women who only show their assets for money and nothing else. Well, at some point in my life, I thought the same. Like most people, I would judge a world I didn't know anything about. But once I stepped into the world of stripping, my whole view of strippers and everything around it changed. And it also changed many other perspectives of my life: relationships between men and women, marriage, money, friendships, self confidence, the power we have as women, and many more aspects. This job simply changed my life forever, and by sharing my story, I hope it will somehow change yours, even a little. Make you start chasing your dreams, living for yourself, and make you realize that the power to change and take action is within you. Please have an open mind. Read my story in the hope that you will understand that strippers are not always what you think, sexual objects being forced to do this job, and here only to seduce men. We are women first, with goals and dreams. We are students, trying to finance ourselves. We are mothers who wants to offer a good life to our kids. We are also a good attentive ear for those who needs to be listened to. We are a little moment of happiness for those who feel lonely. But we are also artists, just like those beautiful dancers from your favorite show. Art is very subjective, and I would like to try to explain the complexity of it. So that was it for today. Sorry, it was a bit of a long video and my mic ran out of battery, so sorry if the last part of the book was not done with the mic. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know in comment what content you would like to see on YouTube. I'm really open to any suggestions, and thank you again for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, share. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.